playing Ancient Dungeon. Today, we're doing the challenge of not using any relics. None of these. I can't use any one of them. Now, I can use all of these. I can use any weapon set that I want. I have almost all Beast Blood things. So I think I'm gonna go with Sword and Knife since it's most like balanced type of thing here. I think. So this is gonna be a little annoying. Here we go. Heading into this challenge first try, I was feeling pretty confident considering I'm decent at this game. And my base damage with sword and the Beast Blood upgrades I think can pull me through this challenge. And I'm also pretty good with the knife throwing. So first try, my strategy for the first area was just to be a little careful and be aware of what I'm fighting so I don't accidentally slip up and die like I just did on those handlebars. The only bad part is a lot of these secret rooms are just very useless to me now, considering I can't pick any relics. Now money is kind of useful for me because I can buy some good old food to heal me up, which I am allowed to do. I'm also allowed to use orbs, not like, well, I can't really get those orbs. But other than that, the run was going on and it was going pretty smoothly so far, then a few slip ups. Here I am at the first boss. Sadly I got the Avenger. I wish I got Slime King just because he's a lot more fun to fight, plus I already have the Beast Blood upgrade on sword that's kind of like Thunder and Gong a little bit. It does surrounding damage to everyone. But the fight went pretty clean, and I got my food after, which is nice. Sadly, not an apple, though. Now, I took the infested dungeon instead of the sewers because I'm really bad at the sewers boss, plus I think the sewers in general are just super annoying. Definitely my least favorite area. So I just went with the infested dungeon instead for everything. So that's what I went to do. And for some reason this area was a lot weirder for me because a lot of things popped out of nowhere. So I had to be very careful. That was kind of my strategy for this area. But other than that, I'll skip to Merchant. I ended up getting stuck in one of these really annoying things where they put you in a little tunnel with things. It's very annoying to deal with these things, but it was overall pretty easy because they just kind of put these weird worm dudes here. I was able to escape pretty freely. Only took like 1 damage through it, so I mean, could have done better, could have done worse. I made it to Merchant and I immediately noticed that he had an apple. The only thing that we really want from Merchant. Sadly, there was Bat's Ear that we couldn't take. Bat's Ear is the best relic for like any mode in my opinion, since you can just kind of skip through the whole thing and you know where you're going, so you don't have to take any dumb turns or anything. Most useful relic in the game in my opinion, but I sadly can't take it since it's no relics at all, so not even like support relics. So other than that, I'll skip to when I get to boss. I made it to the boss after an arena fight with some other shrooms. Now I move on to my favorite boss because he's very fun to fight and he's also not that hard at all. And most of the time I take 0 damage from him, which in this case I do not take any damage because this boss fight is fairly easy when you've beat it like 200 times. So very easy, very good, and gave us a free meal after even. Now we come down here and can't pick up the relic, but we get an apple, which is made it to the Forgotten Library with 2 hearts. Now this is one of my least favorite, maybe even my least favorite area because of the teleporting slimes. Good thing, mainly for this run, I didn't have to deal with them that much. So, not much of a problem. I ended up running into the weird spirit grandpa, which was really bad. Well, but I didn't have to deal with him unless I engaged with him, which was completely fine. Also ran into the mysterious portal looking thing that I have no idea what it does. But other than that, nothing crazy really happened here at all. So, I make it into Merchant and see another apple. Merchant is very nice to me right now by giving me 2 apples in a row. So we'll easily take those, just checking what relics are there, see what I'm missing out on. Nothing great. I haven't seen any really good relics here other than Bat's Eye, or Bat's Ear. So, that's okay with me, missing all these pretty mid relics. This run, so far, was going pretty decent other than the second arena, or area. Made it into the third boss fight. Now this is my least favorite one because it can spawn the teleporting slimes. Plus, chipping this boss down with 4 damage with the knife is just not fun. So I do the sword and knife combo while throwing the knife at the book and stabbing it with my sword. We get very lucky and we get the books that do absolutely nothing but shoot at us. But they're not the bad books, so I don't complain too much about it. The most easy summon. So it was kind of a cakewalk here, just kind of a longer fight because I had to chip him down with 4 damage on my knife. And it also took him a long time for him to summon things because I was doing no damage with my knife. We get kind of lucky again. These guys are pretty annoying to deal with sometimes, but if you just use any sort of melee on them, they die. I don't know why my sword did 16 damage there. Don't know why I get extra damage sometimes, but we beat the boss and we move on to the dreaded mines. I do not like these mines that much, but we have to get through it to get to the final boss. So now I move on to the mines. Not my favorite, but fighting the skeletons are my favorite part about this mine spot. The skulls are very annoying to deal with, and the dudes that just hang up on the ceiling are also very annoying. It's a good thing that they're both kind of just one tap, so I can't be too mad at them, but they're also very, very, very annoying sometimes. Anyways, I'll skip to Merchant because nothing really happens here. I head into Merchant, and then sadly there's no food at all. Now, I have a decision to make to see if I should gamble, which I have $120, so I might as well. And I get pretty lucky here, and I end up hitting a jackpot. Definitely the best thing we could have gotten because that raises all my stats, which is something that we desperately need in a challenge like this, considering we can't buff our stats any other way. Oh my god, yes. Y'all, I just hit jackpot. That means all my stats have been up, which I didn't even know we could do. I head into the boss pretty confident since I just got all my stats boosted from the jackpot. Now my knife is doing 6 damage, and crit chance is even up for it. I have to just chip down the elder skeleton like this because sword is very risky, and I need to preserve all the HP I can here for final boss. Because if I lose to final boss, that'd just be kind of sad considering he's not even that hard. older skeleton's kind of harder than him, if I'm being honest. But we get the job done after just throwing a knife at him for a good few minutes. I exit out of here, and I'm hoping for a good thing, and I just get a stupid potato. Really would have been good and helpful if I got an apple here. But I did not get a single apple there, which could have been very nice and helpful, and it would have been a lot less stressed. I have no relics. For some reason I have 20% evasion from I have no idea what. I guess you might just start off with it, because as you can see I have 0 relics there. Boss fight is starting. Now for here, I also just have to be really good with my knife, which I'm not good with my knife, if I'm being honest. I'm pretty terrible at it. I should have just focused on one eye at a time, but I was kind of dumb and I didn't do that. I just have to avoid all these now, which is really easy, but when it gets paired together with the lasers, it's kind of hard. So, just gotta weave out the way of all of these lasers that thing's shooting. And then it should be pretty easy. Hit a nice little snipe right there. Gotta avoid all that. And now I won't voice over anything. It'll just be me playing it.
Is that all of them? Nope. Okay, this second phase is a little hard. Third phase is super easy. Let's use my knife to my advantage here. I need to like run away from him because he's gonna. Whoa! No! No more civilians. No. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose on this first attempt. There's someone. No.
If I'm being honest here, I feel like this loss wasn't really on me. I got the worst possible spot for the skulls here. But third phase, if I got past 3 of those skulls, it would have been game 100%, because that phase is so unbearably easy. So I may have not won technically, but I'm gonna count that as a win in my book because I'm selfish. Anyways, that's about it for today's video. Please put the chair on top, like, and subscribe.